Hey, what's going on, dudes? It's your boy CJ Doolins, the one here bringing you guys another video. And today, I'm not gonna really be doing anything too big. I'm probably just gonna jump into a few public events. Maybe I don't know. What I really wanted to make a video of is the current state of Destiny 2. Now, people have been around for a while. All know I love Destiny. I love the game. I love everything about it. There is not a thing I do not like about the game. However, when Destiny 2 came out, I thought, alright, when they announced it, I thought, alright, keep same concepts as D1, but make a bunch of improvements. They didn't do that. It seems like they went really far back. However, I didn't say anything about it. I didn't want to like speculate or say, oh, the game's dead or whatever, because I knew after a while something like this would happen. Bungie released a roadmap basically of what is to come within the next coming months. What it looks like to me is the update most recently had, February 27th. That was basically them reworking the whole Nightfall system and doing a lot of Vanguard stuff. That's what it seemed to have done. However, I do not like the fact that they want to give people an incentive to grinding and to actually playing the game. I don't like how they picked emblems. Why give emblems right now? What you gotta do with emblems, you're gonna equip them. That's it. You can't use them, you can't do anything with them. I mean, in D1, let's say you did a trials thing, got an adept weapon. You could use that all the time. You could play around with it and do different things with it. And it also symbolized an accomplishment for going flawless in trials. So the next couple months, Bungie has released the roadmap, like I said, and what it looks like is next month the update will be March 27th, and a bunch of weapon ability sandbox changes, heroic strike modifiers. If you guys were around for D1, we had heroic strike modifiers, and it was interesting because every week me and Thomas would always get on and be like, all right, what's the modifier? What are we gonna do to grind out this week? And we'd get in there and it'd be void burning, exhumed or whatever. So I'm glad they're bringing that back. However, it raises the question, why didn't they have this to begin with when they had the concept in D1? Iron Banner 6v6. This is one I'm the most excited about. I feel like they shouldn't have gotten rid of the 6v6. While yes, you want to make changes to PvP, I felt like keeping 6v6 was really important, but also having 4v4. Having both would have been great. Having both just there, so if you didn't feel like doing a match with a whole lot of people where it's just clustered and kind of annoying at times, you could just go into 4v4 and relax more. However, for players like me, if you want to actually get some really nice kills and just get those high kill counts like you did in D1, you want that 6v6. Because the problem with PvP right now is when you go into a PvP match, how many times are you going to have a 1v1 in a 4v4 game mode? Not many. The majority of the time I have seen when it comes to 4v4 is everyone gets clustered. Everyone's huddled together, no one branches out, and it's more of like, alright, who can combine to get the best or most amount of shots in. That's what it seems like to me. So 6v6, people wouldn't feel the need to be so clustered. You could have like 2 on one side, 3 on another, and then just that one solo guy. You could have three groups of 2. You could have 2 groups of 3. There are many combinations you could do, and for teams to have just randomly, instead of having everyone so clustered around each other and making it really hard to get 1v1 fights. Plus, with 4v4 they had to make smaller maps, and smaller maps usually make it harder for sniping, for those people that like sniping, and it makes it tougher for scout rifles. So I'm glad they're bringing 6v6 back. What I'm not glad about is that they are bringing it back solely for Iron Banner, which is a once-a-month thing for a week. I feel like they should just have a mode itself for 6v6. Just bring it back entirely, keep the whole 4v4 concept, but also just keep 6v6. I mean, that would work probably best, actually. Alright, what else does it say here? Crucible ammo and gameplay tuning. Can't really say anything much about that because that's some devs know. Crucible quitter penalties. Alright, that I like. The only thing I don't like is if like someone has something they actually have to go do. However, for people that just get frustrated because they're not winning or anything and decide to quit, yeah, I feel like they should get penalized. I mean, that's very understandable, and I like how they're bringing that in. Repeat Crucible map and strike protection. Alright, again, there's no goddamn point in this. There's no incentive to play Crucible or strikes. I feel like I almost dropped my phone. Whoops. I feel like, yeah, you could fix that map repetition or strike repetition, but a lot of people haven't been happy with the system. A lot of people haven't been playing it as much, like the hardcore players, the players that, like me, spent so much time into the game once they first got it. I mean, I remember the first night I went over to Thomas's and played Destiny. I was hooked. I wanted to play it every day. And I did play it every day. And you guys saw where that got me. Had 3 characters, 395 or higher. I just don't feel like there's much variety here. So, while reducing repetition, yeah, that's a good thing. But most people don't play the stuff because there's no incentive to. I mean, I go into, Omnigul. Alright. I go into Omnigul, and my first thought is, alright, gotta try and get that grasp. Gotta try and get that grasp of Malik. And if I didn't get it, just keep trying. Now, I feel like they're not going to bring back the old system. I know they're not, actually. Because if they're going to reduce the repetition, you can't really get specific weapons for like a strike if there's no repetition, so there's not much grind. You'd have to like keep trying and keep doing a bunch of different strikes before you get there. But we're not even at that point here. That's something Destiny 1 had, and we don't have at all right now. There isn't really much for me to say. I just feel like there's kind of no point for reducing repetition. You got to give us an incentive to do this stuff. And then if I go into game and I get that stupid ass church map or whatever 3 times in a row, then yeah, I would want you to reduce the repetition of maps, because I don't want to be playing that map over and over and over again. Personally, I hate that map. I don't even know what the hell it is. Next thing it says, exotic repetition reduction. This is stupid. I mean, I'll just say it right out. Why would you reduce the repetition? Now, a lot of people may be wondering what the hell's wrong with me. You can collect more exotics that way, but that takes away the challenge of it. That takes away a lot of the grind already. I feel like there's some things that could be taking a step forward, but then they're doing things that could be taking a step backwards. I say leave it. Leave the exotic repetition the same. Don't change it, because if I have, because I'm saving up exotic engrams for a video. Alright, I don't know if I mentioned that before. If I got, out of these 3 exotics, right here, all 3 of them, if I got Skyburner's Oath, when I needed Prometheus Lens, I'm gonna go try and get more exotics. Therefore, I'm gonna spend more time on the game, in Crucible, in strikes, in public events. Reducing the repetition of exotics will take away much of that grind. So people will think, alright, well, actually, people won't think anything. People will go get exotic engrams, open the engrams, get the weapons they need. Be like, oh, well, my collections are done. I don't need to do anything. So then they're done. Period. Nightfall Strike unique rewards. Again, now, I don't remember if D1 actually had Nightfall specific rewards. But that's a good thing. Having like weapons or armor specifically for Nightfall is going to really help the game and make people want to do the Nightfall more often and grind it out. So that's a step in the right direction right there. What's next? Companion vendor viewing. I got nothing for this. I don't really see the point. I'm guessing they mean like if me and Thomas are playing and I want to view his vendor, then I could. I'm not really sure why or what this is, so I can't say much about it. Alright, so that's the March 27th update. Now, this is coming for May, the next season, because we're in season 2, I think. Eater of Worlds Prestige mode, I think that's the new raid. I'm not sure, because I know expansion 2, I think it's Gods of Mars, I'm not sure what it's called. But expansion 2 will be coming out soon, and therefore new raid. Seasonal Crucible rankings, yes, thank you. Makes me want to play Crucible more. I just threw that grenade. Makes me want to play Crucible more. Get top 10. I mean, I want to be a top 10 Crucible player. Private matches, should have had that from the start. Had that in D1, should have brought it back immediately. Vault space increase. I mean, everyone wants more vault space. Multi-emote. Don't see the point, but okay, I'll take it. Exotic Masterworks. Yeah, that'll bring back some grind, but then again, if you take away the repetition, if you really want an exotic that's Masterwork, guess what? Repetition was reduced, and it will be harder to get the... Wait. Yeah, it will be harder to get an exotic you already have compared to one you don't. And if you want a Masterwork of one you already have, you can't get it. Look, this whole exotic system they're planning is kind of confusing. Seasonal vendor progression. Again, I don't see why they didn't have this before. I'm guessing by vendor progression, they mean like ranks, like they showed the rank, like D1. I was ranked 96 in Crucible at some point. I don't know. I'd have to go back and check. Faction rally improvements. That's alright. Faction rallies was alright this past week. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing really too big. Now, something I would like. Bring back a faction... Well, when faction rallies comes back, bring back faction-specific exotic weapons like you had before. Let's say you get 25 packages in like a week, and then you could go ahead and get a quest to get a specific exotic for that faction. But you have to get it within that week. That could be very helpful, and that could be something to grind for. I mean, let me know your thoughts. I mean, let me know your thoughts on what you think could help the game. And then, last thing, exotic weapon armor sandbox changes. Again, not a developer, don't know much about this shit. Kind of just gotta go with the flow and hope they're doing the right thing. Don't really know about sandbox changes. I'd have to look into that and try and figure out what they mean by sandbox changes. I'm guessing just a lot of the programming. It just seems like they're going in and reworking the game. And trying to restore it back to how D1 was and then progress it from there. But then again, they're also taking a few steps back. So, where is Destiny 2 at now? Destiny 2 is at a point where not many people play it. A lot of people say it's very bad. It's not in a good spot. Definitely we could fix the game. We could get the game to be better, and all those players that left could return. However, that requires Bungie to listen to us. Bungie to take our thoughts into consideration and actually make changes that we want to see. I feel like... Now, I was watching a video yesterday about what people thought about Destiny 2. A person brought up Bungie had very little communication with the community. And I feel like that is very true. If you kept the same principles and same types like you did in D1 6v6, added the 4v4, kept the loot system the same, did all that, but you talk to the community members and talk to the people that know what the community wants, then you can make improvements from that point on, instead of just doing something completely different, starting at scratch, having people not like it, and then trying to go back and fix everything you did before. I mean, I'm still going to play the game. I still love the game. There are still a bunch of weapons I want to try out and a bunch of things I want to do. Even though I really don't have that want to actually sit down for 6 hours and play it. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on how the game is, and on what could be done to fix it, or what, anything, I don't really care. I mean, it's hard to try and figure out what to do to help the game. Really is. But then again, you just gotta look back at D1 and think the basic stuff. Change the loot system, because we all loved and hated that system of randomized perks. We really did, because whenever we got that goddamn clown cartridge, we'd want to throw something, but when we got that hidden hand and hand light stock and god roll sniper, oh, it was the best feeling. So that's where I feel like Destiny is. It's not in a good well, Destiny 2. I feel like it's not in a good spot, and there are a lot of changes that need to come. A lot more than what are coming. But those are the after that, this new season of content just says it's scheduled for May. So that's the latest Destiny news I have. Oh, and by the way, Doubles, they're working on trying to bring back Mayhem. Rumble, they're bringing back. Rumble's going to be 8v8, and they're going to have a weekly playlist in the middle of the Crucible Director section. I'm getting killed, don't really care. So it'd be like right around here or something. It would rotate with, I think, Rumble, Mayhem, and eventually Doubles whenever they get that ready to go, because they have to make some changes from Crimson and do different things with that. Really, that's all. That's all the news for D2. That's my thoughts and on how the game is right now and what could be better. Leave your comments down below on what you think could help the game. Be sure to stick around for more D2 content. I will be doing my best to grind out and get some more content out, and get some more videos out, and work with a bunch of new weapons, and hopefully do Nightfall, Trials, a bunch of different stuff. So with that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button down below, comment, do whatever you want, say whatever you want that relates to what you think could fix the game, or what you want to see in the game. It can even be from D1. And with that, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.